Paul, what stood out to you about Micky, and why did you approach him?
I've known Micky for a few years now. Obviously, we've not worked together in the past, but I've sort of quietly kept an eye on what he's done. Micky in his own right was just working as an assistant and as a manager has done very well. I think it was basically our personal relationship that we get on really well, as well as Micky's talent as a coach. That I thought I'd sort of drop him a line and see what his thoughts were about coming here. I know that he was a manager in his own right at Solihull, and I know that Micky had a lot to think about. But I just think as a team, Micky's going to bring a lot to the table in terms of his coaching abilities.
What qualities will Micky bring? What specifically can you see Micky having a direct input in?
Well, first and foremost, he has a winning mentality. But like I say, it's more to do with me having an extension of myself on the training ground and amongst the players. We have a very similar thought process. But like I say, the main thing about Micky is his coaching abilities and the coach of players. You've
taken your time with your assistant managerial appointment. You've wanted to get the right character in place then?
Definitely. I've said times before that in terms of players, in terms of my staff, I don't believe in jumping in. I meticulously go about things. I dot the I's and cross the T's on everything. I think we've got the right people in at this present time, and that's the same as the players. All of a sudden now there's one or two starting to come through the door. Hopefully by sort of pre-season we'll have a full complement of people.
Micky, if I just return to yourself a moment, what did you know about Mansfield before you arrived here at Fieldman?
Well, like I say, I was at Derby for 3 years, so it wasn't too far down the road. So obviously, it's got great tradition, good history. It's a big club in its own right. I know that the team the Gaffer's putting together, it will get fans through the door, and it has the potential to attract big crowds and be a big club again.
It's a club arguably rebuilding this summer. Its ambition is to get into the Football League. I suppose you're very aware of that, and are you relishing the challenge of getting this club into the Football League?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you've just said it's a rebuilding job. In the last 2 years, we've had 2 managers. The Gaffers will have brought in a dozen players. So there's no quick fix. There's no shortcut to get to anywhere. If you could, everyone would do it. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a togetherness from the directors, the management, the supporters, the players. Everyone needs to stick together. It's a difficult league, 46 games. It's not going to be won or lost in August and September. So it's a process. We honestly believe that the group of players that we're putting together over them 46 will be there or thereabouts. Whatever is required to get the best out of the players and to help us get 3 points, we will do that. I will do that. On the training field, we will work hard. We'll be well organised. The Gaffers teams have always been organised, always hard working, and I will do exactly the same. What I would say to you is, over the games we play and we manage, there'll be games when we don't play particularly well. We know that they're only human beings, but they will give everything they've got. They'll sweat blood. They will literally. They'll be well organised and they will work really hard. And we might lose games because teams might be better than us on the day. Do you know what I mean? A refereeing decision might go against us, but they will work hard. That's one thing. The Gaffer will insist on, and we both sing off the same hymn sheet from that.
Paul, if I could just come back to yourself, a word for us on your latest signing here at Fieldman.
I think he's an excellent capture for this football club. He was one lad that I thought initially was way out of our league in terms of signing him, but we've been patient, and we finally got what I think is a very, very good footballer for this level of football. And like I say, I think if we're patient and we carry on in the same vein as we have done, that we'll maybe attract one or two more of the same sort of calibre.
We've got quite a few midfielders now, 15 players in total in your squad I last counted. 7 I think are midfielders, so are you done in the transfer market in regard to shopping for any more midfielders?
Well, we've got Anthony Howes, we've got Paul Boland, we've got Adam Murray, and we've got now John Worthington, that are all central midfielders. John can play on the right hand side, Anthony Howes can play on the left hand side. You know, we've got Adam Smith that's a left-sided midfielder, and we've got Louis Briscoe that played wide last year. You know, although I do actually think that Anthony Howes, Louis Briscoe, Adam Smith can play in different roles in the side. So I don't see it as having being over complimented in midfielders. I just think, you know, I'd like to see a different role next year for Louis Briscoe. I'd like to see him as a centre forward. I'd like to see if we can get more goals out of him. I've had a chat with Louis, and he's really receptive to that. So we haven't put a system in place yet for the team, but I just want to bring players into this club, and I think what we have got in there now is real competition for places. No one's guaranteed a place, no matter if they play 300 league games or they play 30 conference games. No one's guaranteed a place in there. So what I'm mindful of the fact now is that we need defenders to come into the club. I think if I'm honest, I think we've got goals in the squad at the minute. There should be by I would have thought the weekend another 2 players coming into this equation, maybe 3. I think those 2, maybe 3 coming into the squad before the weekend, I'd be happy with the squad that's starting to take shape.
Let's take on those potential new signings. We start with the defensive side of things. Definitely 2 potential centre backs coming to this club.
Definitely 2 potential defenders. One's definitely a centre back. One's a full back that can play centre back as well. We've got a goalkeeper that I've verbally agreed terms with. But like I've said in previous statements, that I don't want to sort of name names or put too much pressure on people, just in case somebody pops around the corner and signs it up before we get a signature. Is
this goalkeeper a rival for Alan Marriott, or is this potential signing of a goalkeeper an understudy?
Well, I mean, I'd prefer to say he's a rival for the goalkeeper that we've got. It's a waste of time me bringing in a goalkeeper at this football club that I think that's sending out the wrong statement to players. I've said when I come in here that I want competition in every position. Now, the goalkeeper that I've got that is verbally agreed to sign for us comes with a very good history, you know, and I think
a league pedigree. No?
He's league pedigree, yeah. He's played league football. He's played for his country at under 21 under 21. So yeah, will he be a competition for Alan? Yes, definitely. You know, and the best goalkeeper will start the season. I said I'm not going to change my philosophy from my first interview. Is that I want competition in every position at this football club. Now, bringing in a goalkeeper and me making a statement that he's going to be our number 2 gives out the wrong vibes to footballers, you know. I'm sure whoever's at this football club will relish the competition that's going to be at the club.
And finally, we go to the other end of the pitch. You've talked about Louis Briscoe becoming a striker. Are you looking to sign another out-and-out striker though before the season starts?
If one comes available, yes. I've got my eyes on 3 or 4. At the minute, once again, it comes down to pounds and pence and availability at the minute. There's 1 or 2 of the lads that I've spoke to their representatives that they're on holiday at the minute. If good players become available and they're in our sort of price range, then yes. But if you look now, we've got Ross Dyer. I'm looking at Louis Briscoe as being a centre forward next season. He's been really receptive to that. You know, like I say, I've followed Louis' career since Port Vale. You know, he's 17 goals plus, I think, last season from right side of midfield. So, I mean, if we can harness that and build on it as a centre forward, then we've got ourselves a right player. Saying that, we've got Ross Dyer, we've got Lyndon Meikle, we've got Connor. We've got, I think, goals in that minute. It's Lee Stevenson can play up front. We've got goals in the side at the minute, even to a point of, if you look at our midfield, Anthony Howe scored 14 goals from midfield last year. So I'm just mindful of the fact now it's just to balance the squad out a little bit in terms of there's not as many defenders at the club that I would like, but like I say, there should be some news regarding defenders and a goalkeeper by the weekend, and like I say, I think that tends to balance the squad out a little bit. But in just relation to your question, we have got our hands in the fire regarding 1 or 2 centre forwards, but it will be it's not panicking at the minute. We've got people I think can score goals up there.
Smashing, yes, covered everything. Yeah, lovely.
Cheers, fellas.